Welcome to the Friday Fenix, the only news show in the world, except for all the other ones. Here at the Phoenix, we don't like to start the news with "we're all gonna die, but if the universe insists." Scientists say that the universe could collapse in on itself relatively soon. But don't worry, by relatively soon they mean in 100 million years. Reached for comment, humanity looked around at the current state of affairs and then said, why wait? But as the universe shrinks and temperatures rise, you may be asking yourself, what is the secret to the slimming waistline and bikini bod of the sum total of all reality? Why, it's a form of dark energy. Dark energy that can be yours for only 3 easy payments of $99.95. LA County's leading diet astroscientist has crafted these fashionable and luxurious U-band glamour bracelets so that you too can experience the slimming science of dark energy. Order now! Let's turn now to abortion news, where this week Amy Coney Barrett suggested that we need a, quote, domestic supply of infants. And I think this is a great idea. Let's get some going, and then we can just stick them in a freezer and then warm them up whenever anyone wants one, like a Hot Pocket. Or we could do that sci-fi thing where we have like the goo tanks that we marinate them in. The point is, anyone who wants a baby should be able to get one out of a vending machine. Couldn't agree more. There's a severe shortage of baby formula in the US right now, but for those of you out there saying, oh great, so we're going to be forced to have babies with no paid maternity leave, terrible health care, insufficient childcare, no COVID vaccines, school shootings, and now we can't even feed them, I would say yes, exactly. It's part of the Republican plan to make childhood feel like a cross between a Cormac McCarthy novel and a Michael Bay film. An actor superglued his hand to a Starbucks counter to protest a surcharge on plant-based milks. Buddy, I get where you're coming from, but as a uterus haver at this particular week in American history, might I suggest a gentle reshuffling of your top priorities? Perhaps you could glue your dick to the Supreme Court. If you're going to rage against the machine, maybe pick a bigger machine. A person with zero knowledge of airplanes managed to land a plane when the pilot fell ill. Big deal. I know a sociopathic idiot with zero knowledge of politics that ran the most powerful nation on earth for 4 whole years. And speaking of that guy, Trump claimed that because former Defense Secretary Mark Esper was so terrible, he had to step in and run the military. And it sounds like a hard job, but in Trump's case it meant repeatedly asking, can we solve this problem by shooting at it? According to a new report from Rolling Stone, Donald Trump also repeatedly asked his advisors if China had the technology to create hurricanes and launch them at the U.S. And if you're wondering how so many people could follow someone this dumb, well, you can blame it on the Chinese brain-melting ray that they installed on the moon. I mean, he was wrong about the hurricane thing, but not that far off. The guy who groped 8 women isn't going to be the next governor of Nebraska. Aw, that's sad. But don't fret, buddy. Once you get up to 26, they'll let you be president. U.S. intelligence reports that Putin is likely to impose martial law across Russia in the near future. It remains to be seen if Russian citizens will notice a difference. Also in that neck of the woods, a Russian ambassador was drenched in red paint at an event in Poland. Quick question for that ambassador. Buddy, did you really think that things were going to go well for you there? That's like Pete Davidson getting an invite and saying, Kanye's birthday party, why, I'd love to come. Nothing bad could possibly happen to me there. RSVP 2. A solar-powered plane could stay in the air for months, which is great because if there's one thing we all want from air travel, it's to take longer. Elon Musk has taken to Twitter to announce his imminent demise under mysterious circumstances. While this did cause a bit of a stir at first, we've all been down this road with him before, and given his history of over-promising and under-delivering, we now expect that Elon might stub his toe sometime in the next fiscal year. Elon Musk also said that he wants to let Donald Trump back onto Twitter. I'm not worried. Things are going so well with Truth Social that I'm sure Donald Trump doesn't even need Twitter anymore. It's like me when someone asks if I'm up for karaoke. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round. And finally tonight, Coinbase told its users that if it goes bankrupt, users will likely lose all of their stored cryptocurrency. While that may sound serious, just remember that these are people investing in currency that disappears when the electricity is turned off. That wraps up this week's episode of the Friday Fenix. Join us next week because there's always more news to peruse.
Yeah. your efforts about. But